Hello and welcome back to my Saturday. It's supposed to be Saturday morning. It's not Saturday morning right now. It's a little bit afternoon. I just ate. Um, but welcome back to this Saturday morning show that I do where I talk about like some small thoughts that I have on the video games I've been playing recently. I've started doing this because I've been playing a lot more video games lately, and I felt like I should be making something as a result. And so now I end up talking about my single player experience. I do play a lot of Splatoon 2 um, on like regularly, especially since Splatoon 3 was announced. But I still play some single player stuff. And so last week we talked about Okami and watched my video for that. It was so good. It's such a pretty game. And then this week we're going to talk about Little Nightmares. So you may recall last week I said that I don't know if I'll get a chance to finish Little Nightmares. Well, I went and I played more Little Nightmares, and like I played and I played and I played, and then I beat the game, and I still had time to play Splatoon 2 that day. So like I was being a little silly, got a little clowned upon by the game, which was great. I'm happy to have played the game. I only played Six's story, so it was only Six's story. I didn't find all the dolls. I didn't find all the lanterns. I didn't find all the friends. Um, but I still played it. Um, and I feel like I have a bunch of similar thoughts to everyone else who's played the game. Right, the style is so cool. It's so um I want to say it's pretty. Like that's a style that I love. That it like reminds me of like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which is one of my favorite. Um, contains some of my favorite pictures to look at. Stephen Gamel is great. Um, and I love that. I love being able to run around in a world like that. I love the confusing aspects where things don't really make a lot of sense. And you have to like piece everything together yourself. I love narratives like that. Um, some things that I didn't like though were how it forced me to do things. And maybe this is like me being, I don't know, a dumb gamer, I guess. But I like being able to, if I'm controlling a character, I want to be able to control the character. So there's the part where like, and this took me by surprise. There's spoilers. There's the here's a spoiler hand for Little Nightmares. Oh, I suppose I can take down the Okami spoiler hand. There we go. Um, for the rat mouse, I'm not sure, that was in the trap. I wanted to release it and let it go. I was not expecting Six to eat the rat. And so I super wasn't into that because I wanted to free the rat and let it go. And I was like, great, thanks for controlling that for me, game, and not letting me make my own decision. Super appreciative. And then there's the part where the friend is offering you a sausage and you've been friends to these guys the whole time. And I know that people always get confused. Like I looked this up and like there are people like, why does this happen? And there are like explanations of like, oh, he's turning more evil because he's in the evil place and that just makes people evil. Um I don't know if I think that's true. Like the place makes people evil. Like the people were evil. Like we see the guests coming onto the ship and I think they're pretty evil before they decide to like get onto the ship. Um so like then he eats the friend, and the friend is offering him a sausage. Instead of eating the sausage, he eats the friend. Cause great, thanks. Like whatever. It was a good setup for him eating the lady at the very end. Um, I suppose, but like I don't like that the game made me do that. I like it happened and I turned off the game and then looked up to see if there was a way to do it without eating the friend. Like if I had to like find all the other friends or break all the dolls or light all the lanterns or something so that I wouldn't have to eat them, and they were like, nah, we're gonna make you eat a friend. And I was like, well, thanks for making me do that. Appreciate it. Um, there were also some parts of the actual movement that were tricky. It was interesting having a fairly 2D platformer, but with a little bit of depth. And so there just ended up being weird parts where I couldn't quite determine the depth. Maybe I just am bad at 3D games. Probably. Honestly, I'm not good at Splatoon 2. I'm not good at other 3D games. Where I would... Like, they wouldn't tell you, like, oh, you have to run now. This was another thing. I'll talk about that next. But there were parts where I wouldn't be able to determine, like, if something was in front of me or behind me. And so I'd be running and I'd be like, all right, cool, gonna go do a thing. And then it'd be like, why didn't you go through the hole? And I was like, I don't know, why didn't I go through the hole? And they're like, you should do it, it's right there. And I'm like, did you make that obvious? And then the thing that I really wanted to talk about was that this game seems like one of those games that's dedicated to the idea of like trying things out repeatedly, kind of like traditional platformers, where like you go and you try a thing and it doesn't work, you die and you restart. On the Switch, the load time is so long. Like there were load times that were longer than some of the queues that I do for Splatoon 2. Like it took longer for this single player game that doesn't connect to other Switches, longer to load than it does for Splatoon 2 to connect to other. I mean, I don't know, it's an indie dev, I guess. I don't know. And so it wasn't fun all the time because I'd go and I'd try a thing and then like immediately die and then have to wait. And that would happen a few times. So yeah, that was Little Nightmares. It's still really pretty and it's really short. Doesn't overstay its welcome. So it's still a good time. I still had a good time with it. I mean, I try to have good times with games in general, even if it seems like I've got more complaints than original good things to say about it. So, yeah, if you've played the game, let me know what you think, in the comments. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next week.